Right then, I've been asked to do this beer challenge thing. So rather than just drink a beer, I'm going to do a little bit of a lesson thing in the middle, talking about skinhead music, right? So basically, in the sort of mid-80s, there was a label called Link, and they started issuing lots of old tracks and old albums, sort of like buying up all the catalogue and reissuing them and all that sort of stuff. There was Blitz, and there was Anti-Nowhere League, Cock Sparrer, Infra Riot, you know, loads of stuff. And so, you know, we started getting back into a lot of these old bands that had sort of come and gone quite quickly under Oi. And there was one album, one band in particular, on the first Oi album, I think it was the first one or the second one, they did a few tracks, and I was never really into them, to be honest, because I like the stuff like you know, the harder stuff like the Foreskins and Blitz and you know, the Cotton Rejects and those type of bands I much preferred. But there was one band called Cock Sparrer that were on that, and they had this sort of, Colin the singer had quite a high pitched voice, and they were singing about Sunday Stripper and Running Riot, but it was a bit too sort of soft for me. I preferred the harder stuff. But in about 1986 or 7, 1987, they released this album, and it was called Live and Loud, and on it was a whole load of tracks I'd never heard, and I can't remember where I bought it. I bought it somewhere in London probably, and brought it home and listened to it, and I'll tell you what, it was some fucking classics on there. And there was one song in particular which basically became the anthem after that point, and it was called England Belongs to Me. So what I'm going to do for my beer challenge is I'm going to do very patriotic. I'm going to play their song called England Belongs to Me, and I'm going to drink a Spitfire, which I've never tasted before. I got this free because I work in music, and this was left in a van with a whole load of rider beer, which part of my little perks of my job was, if we take a band out, whatever's left in the van of their food and drinks and stuff that they don't want, we get as the driver. So I managed to get hold of a whole load of beer off of I think it was a band called Feeder or someone like that, I can't remember now, but I've had it a little while. But this is real ale. I was going to save it up for people in the test tube babies because they love all this, but as I'm feeling patriotic, I'm going to taste it and try and have a go and drinking it in one. So here we go. One empty bottle. Jesus. Enjoy the track. And this band have become the biggest band probably in punk. I went touring with them a few years ago, and we went all around like America and Italy and France, Germany, all over. Everywhere you go, sold out. Couldn't believe it. All young people who'd never heard of them, never around when I was, and they were fucking selling out to everybody. A load of Germans singing "England Belongs to Me" was amazing. But yeah, brilliant band. And I'll tell you, the good thing about the Sparrer is they're really good mates of each other. That is why they've lasted so long. And they treated me like a long lost brother, treated me so well. And I love this band to death. Such nice guys. Daryl, top mate of mine, became their guitarist and manager, and has organised them ever since 1992 when we put the gig on. I did the t-shirts for them on that 92 gig, and yeah, stayed mates ever since. Really, I don't see them much because they're always busy all around Europe and that, but always treat me really well. Top band, and they never get the credit. They, you know, punk history's forgotten they ever existed. They did the thing called Punk Britannia a few years ago, and they asked me when I was managing X-Ray Specs, could I talk about punk? And I said, you've got to involve Cock Sparrer, because in the modern day they are the biggest band. And you know, that was them, Cock Sparrer. Still playing right now, still got new albums out.